लोकसभा में संसद का कामकाज सबसे ज्यादा ठप रहा।
The opposition has not allowed the issues to come on this house.
House is adjourned.
The House stands adjourned.
22nd April, the budget session of Parliament reconvenes after a month-long recess. The government hopes to push key legislations like Food Security Bill and Land Acquisition Bill in this session.
It is my sincere wish that the House should be allowed to function. If there are any concerns of the opposition, we are willing to debate all those issues which worry the opposition.
Just a few meters away in Parliament, the BJP's parliamentary party meeting is on. It's a strategy meeting.
The minister interferes in the CBI's functioning. This itself speaks of massive cover-up, and that massive cover-up we will unfold before the country through the parliament adjournment notions.
The government, on the other hand, is in a huddle, knows what the strategy should be. It's embarrassed over news of Law Minister Ashwini Kumar's alleged interference in CBI's status report on Colgate.
On most issues, you find a kind of immediacy which smacks of political opportunism. The matter is sub judice in court. So therefore, I think there is a need for circumspection, there is a need for caution, and there's certainly a need not to put the cart before the horse.
Time 11 a.m. Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha reconvene and then adjourn for the day.
House is adjourned till 12:00 hours.
The table of the House.
The House stands adjourned. Meet again at 12 noon.
From then on, the scenes inside Parliament played out much to one's expectations. For the next few days, there were more adjournments after adjournments, as the principal opposition party, the BJP, made it clear, first resignation and then legislation.
The issues have crossed the boundary of understanding, crossed the boundary of sitting across a table and sorting it out. It's a matter of corruption and monumental corruption.
It's the agenda of the government in power in any democracy. That agenda must be allowed to be moved forward because that's why people elect the government.
So these were issues which have never happened in the past. And the government may have made some canard that they want to run the government, but basically they are also not interested that the government functions, that the parliament functions.
I think the Bharatiya Janata Party and all other political parties need to reflect and introspect that if we continue to believe that disruption is a legitimate legislative tactic, then I'm afraid we are undermining the very basis of democracy in this country.
The Union Law Minister, a moody, outspoken micromanager, loves to defend the government. But here he can be seen ducking, dodging and evading cameras when it came to defending himself.
Let me go to Parliament.
Are you going to resign? There are rumors that you're going to resign. Are you going to resign?
With each passing day and no business in the House, pressure was mounting on the government. Should it keep the status quo or buy peace with the opposition?
What I have in my hand is known as the Statement of Work in the Lok Sabha. On page 2 and 3 of this statement is very clearly written that the total number of hours lost due to forced disruptions and adjournments is 92 hours and 40 minutes. While the total number of sitting hours and the work done during these hours for only about 94 hours and 40 minutes. amongst the lowest number of hours spent during a parliament session. The question, and clearly now raising and sparking a new debate: who is to be blamed for all this loss?
You have the strange spectacle that an entire winter session of Parliament in November 2010 being washed out on the demand of a joint parliamentary committee. And I can tell you that the moment that joint parliamentary committee was constituted, and I was a member of that, a very eminent member of the Bharatiya Janata Party went on record in the JPC saying it's a complete waste of time and it should be wound up. So therefore, the whole conduct over a period of 3.5 years, lays the blame squarely on their door.
The ruling party do not want to involve the opposition, do not want to have proper consultation with the opposition, and they do not take us into confidence about the matters concerning the nation. Secondly, if they don't consult, understandable. They don't consult, but they try to insult also.